just want proof that this thing cheats. This thing cheats. It doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't go in. Because it's like on a thing. There's like a bump. Oh, now you want to go in. Now you want to go in.
Do your thing, do your thing. Purple rain, purple rain. What's up? It's Camille. Just be me. What does that mean? It means I do what I normally do. I watch what I normally watch, and I record it because I needed a fucking hobby. And tonight is a very, very, very special night. I am watching Purple Rain because coming up next month is the 40th anniversary of Purple Rain. Now, I have a lot to say about Prince. I have a lot to say about this movie, but currently my edibles are edibling, and I just kind of want to get into the movie. So I'm gonna edit me saying coherent shit a little later. This is me getting to speak coherently about this. Like I said, this movie was one of my favorite movies growing up. I didn't actually see it till I was like 12 or 13 years old, but by the time I had seen the movie, I already knew all the videos, all the songs. Prince is somebody that was a big person that we listened to in my household growing up. So being able to make this video on the 40th anniversary, first of all, makes me feel extremely old. I guess just getting a chance to really revisit this movie and honor somebody that was a big influence in my life. I really enjoyed making this video, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's get into the movie. You're much wrong. I promise I'm gonna try not to sing through this whole thing. I can't sing, and I know it. And I'm not alone. You're gonna see this, so I have to shut the fuck up. I'm supposed to be watching. I gotta keep my eyes open. In these opening scenes, we meet some of our main characters. We have Apollonia, who is running out on a cab. We have Morris Day here, who is cleaning up and getting ready for the evening. Prince, he's getting ready to go out for his performance. And oh, I can't wait to play like that one day. If I would have went down the stairs like that, I would have fell. I have to use the rails. I didn't get the symbolism in that when I was little.
What do you want?
I have an appointment to see the manager.
No, you don't. He don't see no one.
So Apollonia heads over to the club, and she gets really lucky because the bouncer gets distracted and she sneaks into the club. And she's even luckier because she just like bumps into this waitress and is like, hey, I'm looking for a job.
I'm a pretty good singer and dancer. Maybe you could use me.
Do your thing, do your thing. One thing that all great guitar players do is make really ugly faces while they play. So I've kind of been practicing that since I was a little kid. One day I'll know how to do that. I probably won't treat it like a penis, but I'll know how to play like that. Well, on her way to see the manager, Apollonia is absolutely mesmerized by Prince. But lucky for her, the waitress comes back and she's like, hey, give me your information. I'll pass it along. So she's new in town. She's been there like 10 minutes and she's already about to get a job. Morris Day and the Time and Prince and the Revolution are both regular bands at this club, but they're rival bands, and they're both always kind of fighting to be on top. They don't really like each other that much. By the way, in this movie, Prince's name is the Kid. So the Kid goes from staring at her awkwardly to standing behind her and staring at her awkwardly. So when she tries to break the silence and say something to him, this happens.
I really liked your song too.
He's like a vampire. Man, they came out the gate with so much music, I ain't even lit my joint yet. Wow. The kid goes home after the club, and we right away find out that he lives at home with his parents, number one. But number two, that they have a very, very terrible, violent relationship.
Please, Dad, she's heard you. Please. Doing to me.
That jumpsuit, that velour suit, is a choice. The next morning, we learn that the kid has missed an important meeting with the club owner, and Morris is being the hater that he was born to be because he hates Prince. And he's telling the club owner that Prince and the band are having problems and they're probably going to break up soon. And the club owner is also disappointed because initially they had big crowds, but now Prince, he's playing like music that's not connecting with everybody, and the crowds are getting smaller, and the club owner's getting worried about it.
What I need to do is get somebody commercial, something that'll work every night.
Well, lay it on me straight, Billy. I put something together hot, and the kid is out, right?
So this conversation sets Morris on a quest to form a girls group, not because he really wants to form a girls group, but because he's the villain in this story, and he's doing everything that he can to be a hater to Prince. When Prince shows up for practice, he talks to the waitress, and she gives him a tape that his bandmates Wendy and Lisa made, and he's wondering,
why don't they give it to me themselves?
This tape that Wendy and Lisa made becomes a central plot point in the movie, but we're going to get back to that. Over on the other side of town, Morris has gotten to work with putting this girl group together, but the two women that he has right now in his misogynistic way are just not working for him.
Let's have some asses wiggling. I want some perfection.
Do you know how annoying it would be to have a friend that laughed like that? Morris is telling Jerome that the answer to their problems is that new girl Apollonia. They need to get to her, but actually he's not going to chase her. She needs to come to him because he's the only star in this town. But while he's walking, this girl confronts him because he's a dick, and Jerome takes care of it for him. He didn't have to throw her in the damn trash. That's just disrespectful. And that, folks, is how black women were always depicted and treated in cinema in the 1980s. That's a conversation for a whole nother video, though. Moving on.
Give me that. There, on your boot.
How she got that undone has always been a mystery. Is it magnetic?
So you gave it to me. It's not yours anymore.
You play too much.
Let's go.
I wouldn't have caught it. So Prince is done daydreaming, looking at this beautiful guitar, and magically it's the next day, even though they're in the same clothes, and they're going for a little ride. When I was little, I think this was one of my favorite songs on the soundtrack. It's in your eyes. What can I say? They turn me on. Oh, I have a microphone. I guess I don't need a double microphone. It's calling out your name. Ooh, that's what the flute for. I would be like concerned if that's where we went. It looks like a swamp from right here. So they chat for a little bit, get to know each other. She lets him know that she's from New Orleans and she came here to this club because she's looking for her big shot. And she's wondering if he can help her, but he tells her no because she wouldn't pass the initiation, which is...
Well, for starters, you have to purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
What?
So Apollonia, being 19 years old, bless her heart, and willing to do whatever it takes to make it in show business, she's down to dunk herself in Lake Minnetonka.
Hey, wait a minute. That's...
What?
That ain't Lake Minnetonka.
We would fight. I wouldn't have jumped in that shit, but we would fight. So Prince, the king of taking shit way too fucking far, pretends that he drives off on her and has left her at this swamp lake thing. But then he comes back and he does the little cat and mouse thing, like with letting her on the motorcycle. Like, this man plays entirely too fucking much. And she got over it way too fast. There'd still be flames coming out of my ears. What kind of makeup did the 80s have that she could jump in the water and it's like still perfect?
Don't get my seat all wet.
I'd have punched her in the back of the ear, right here. Oops. My bad. The band is sitting backstage getting ready to go on, and Wendy decides to ask the kid, Prince, if he has actually listened to the tape that her and Lisa made. And he basically doesn't answer the question. And this part of the movie, I can just say they might have maybe dropped a scene they should have kept in there or something, but they don't really explain why he's so against their music. It doesn't really make any sense, but that's what this band might break up. You know, everybody's feeling some type of way because he's like a control freak and he doesn't want to use anybody else's music.
Every time we give you a song, you say you're gonna use it, but you never do.
The nominees for Best Actress are...
Again, you play too much.
God got Wendy's periods reversed. About every 28 days, she starts acting nice.
Because, of course, a woman being upset means that she's on her period and hormonal. Like, it's not legitimate or anything.
Yes.
What is that gonna do? So now he's gonna be bothered to listen to it. On the other side of the club, Apollonia has arrived, and Morris is taking this as his chance to try to get her to come join his band. But check out how he approaches his prospective new artist.
Your lips would make a lollipop too happy.
You think so?
Yes.
Yay. So Prince is about to play his show. He comes out and he sees Apollonia sitting with Morris, and he's an extremely jealous man, so he decides he's gonna get her attention. Meanwhile, Morris is still being Morris and trying to, get Apollonia as a potential client.
I wish you could see my home. It's so exciting.
Is it?
In my bedroom.
What's
I
there?
have a brass waterbed.
A brass waterbed? Oh, wow.
I'm gonna make you love me.
Used to love this song too. I'm gonna have to, after it's over, I'm gonna have to make my tier list. Baby. Do you want him? Or do you want me? 'Cause I'm on you. Look at him.
Hey, what's this one song shit?
So that's all I need to do. I'm Prince. Speaking of, so apparently they filmed all the music stuff in 1 week, and they just kept having the crowd come back. Can you imagine having been in that crowd, to get to watch this being filmed and being part of the, oh man, those people are some very lucky people. If you've never paid attention to the lyrics of that song, he's basically declaring his love for Apollonia. He's saying that she's perfect and she's beautiful and that he's in love with her and he's thinking about their future and wanting to get married, but she confuses him and he wants her to make a decision between him and Morris because he's very jealous and possessive. But she's very drawn into this and decides to wait for him after the club, and they decide to go home together. He didn't even look. He really does move like a vampire.
If you think you scared me, you didn't.
He did. He definitely scared both of us.
No.
Unfortunately, this was a very consistent message given to men of this generation that no just means try harder. By my count, it's only been a couple of days since Apollonia got in town, but they spent the night together and had a lovely evening, and Prince repaid her in the morning with a ride home, and he tried to eat her face off. Why?
See you later.
Why? Are those people or mannequins? I hope they're mannequins. So Prince shows up to practice late as usual. The rest of the band left, but Wendy and Lisa are sitting there practicing their own song. And Prince is like, why are you guys still on this? Like, get off of it. The movie doesn't do a very good job of explaining why he's so upset about them doing their own music or whatever. But that's the movie. So that's where we are.
Can't you guys get off it?
I'm not gonna do your stupid music. Now get off it.
Like, he seems very, very, very irrational. Morris bumps into Apollonia on the street, and he finally approaches her halfway decent about coming to check out his potential band.
I have a little group, and I think you fit in real well. Just come by sometime. Maybe we can work something out. Look, I know you could use the break. Don't you want to be a star?
You keep this place clean.
So Prince is at home, and he's given Wendy and Lisa's song a second listen, and his parents start fighting again. Oh.
If you just believed in me.
So it is all her fault. She doesn't believe in you, so you suck. Later that night, Apollonia stops by, and she has got a little, well, not quite so little, big gift for Prince. Now, I don't know what he did to her for one night for her to do this, but it had to have been something that I never actually want to experience. Prince, not having a gift for her, decides to take his gold hoop earring off and give it to her, because that's the equivalent of a guitar. This means they go together. Well, after she got him all buttered up, she drops a bomb on him and lets him know that she wants to join Morris's group. I guess she got him the guitar to, like, reassure him that there's nothing crazy, but he's a super jealous, possessive person, and he ends up doing to her what his father does to his mother.
Just leave me alone.
After they hooked up once. And he's treated her like shit the entire time. Why didn't she take the guitar with her? I wouldn't have bought it in the first fucking place, but I would have left without the guitar. Prince shows up to practice late as usual. Wendy and Lisa aren't there. He's super pissed off about it. But before he can have a tantrum about that, the manager of the club calls him in and lets him know that Morris has put together this new band called Apollonia 6, and he's going to give him a shot. And he only has a spot for 4 bands, not 3. That means they need to step their game up. But Prince's band is in shambles right now.
I got 3 acts. I don't need 4. That means one of y'all have got to go.
So not only did you treat her badly, she could potentially put you out of a job. This was written in one night. Written and recorded in one night. This is what it sounds like when doves cry. So Prince is realizing that his life is about to potentially fall apart. He goes on a long motorcycle ride to, like, clear his head and think about where it all went wrong. And when he gets home, he catches his mom outside, and his parents have gotten into another fight. His mom's in really bad shape, so he rushes into the house to go confront his dad.
Where are you? Answer me, motherfucker!
In all his rage, he hears music playing, and all of a sudden, he's mesmerized. He doesn't even know what to do with himself. He has to find the source of this music. We're just gonna bypass that mom is sitting on a corner, bloody and beaten for a second, because I need to know where this music came from, Dad.
Is that yours?
Of course it's mine. I got lots of them.
I'd like to see them. You got them written down somewhere?
I don't write them down.
I'm like Jay-Z.
I don't have to. There's a big difference between you and me.
I saw Mom up the street. She looked pretty bad. Any idea how she got that way?
You got a girlfriend?
Yeah.
You gonna get married?
I don't know.
If we get married.
Well, it's my love life. Somebody please tell me what the hell is wrong. He's just like a puppy with the zoomies. Like he's just... I'm trying to see if he has a pick in his hand because it looked like he didn't. And I'm curious how he's playing with glove. You know, no pick. How's he doing that? Is that a thing? This is my favorite part. This is my favorite part of this song. I have a favorite part of like every song, but this is my favorite part of this song.
What are we doing here, Morris?
What do you mean?
I don't want to be here.
Morris, being the hating ass instigator that he is, decides he wants to take Apollonia to the club so that Prince can see the two of them together. That's not going to cause a problem. To this day, I have no idea what he says. I guess I could look it up, but I kind of like that I don't know. Ooh, Nikki. There you go. Prince spots Apollonia in the club with Morris, and of course, he is jealous. He is losing his mind. He decides he is going to dedicate this next song to her, and the song, one of my favorites, is Darling Nikki. He's basically calling her a big ol' hoe. I don't know why this was a choice. She said, Sunday name on the dotted line, the lights went out, and Nikki started to burn. I'm not gonna try to sing that. Maybe that's what he did to get the guitar. That'd be interesting. Apollonia got pissed off after hearing the song and left the club, and Prince walks off the stage and runs back into his dressing room in a mad rage. No way, she's with another man, and fuck her. I'm gonna be mad.
What the fuck wrong with you, kid? I don't have time for your bullshit, Billy. What do you want?
So Billy is super pissed by that performance because Prince is basically like living out his own personal bullshit on the stage, and it's not really connecting. He gives him like a warning, like, you keep doing this shit, you're definitely out of here.
What a fucking waste. But like father, like son,
Lay off that.
your music makes sense to no one but yourself.
I need you to write some catchy tunes that everybody can sing along to.
Left foot up, right foot slide. Keep making me dance, waving my hand, and there won't be no play.
That was fucked up what you did, man. Morris doesn't like it, and I don't like it either.
I don't care.
To add insult to injury, Jerome shows up and throws some tickets for Apollonia's show tomorrow at Prince.
There's a couple of tickets to tomorrow night's show. Don't forget to bring a girlfriend.
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Apollonia sings.
I'm your section love, shooting out in your direction. I was a little kid having no idea what I was singing about. Just singing my little heart out. So Prince actually shows up to the club that night and checks out her performance, and she sees him, and at the end she shows him like, look, I'm still wearing your earring. We still go together.
Morris is squeezing you, kiddo. You better kick ass tomorrow night else.
Morris, you're a genius. Yeah.
So Apollonia and Morris and everybody celebrate after their performance and get a little shit-faced. And Morris is doing his best to try to get Apollonia to come home with him. What is that supposed to mean exactly? But Prince, he must have, sensed that, there is danger around his girl, so he comes to save her. He's coming in like freaking Batman.
Get on. Come on.
Stop! Motherfucker!
These two obviously have things that they need to talk about, so Prince decides to take her to another questionable area in town so that they can, talk about their relationship. They said, we just gonna be toxic as fuck.
Don't drink that. Give it to me.
I'll spare you what happens next, but Apollonia takes off her earring and throws it on the ground, and that means they are officially over. He would have to join witness protection. As if things couldn't get any worse, when Prince gets home, he sees that there's been a fight, and this one's really bad. There's broken shit everywhere. So he walks around the house to try to investigate to find out what happened. He goes down to his room in the basement and finds his dad there. Fortunately for Prince's dad, he's a fuck up in every single thing that he does, and he does not actually take his own life. He lives. But of course, having seen this, Prince is absolutely traumatized.
No!
While Prince is going through his room and getting all of his rage and frustration out, he comes across some music that was written by his father, who, again, is a big fat fucking liar because he said he didn't write anything down. But Prince is absolutely, taken by this music. So after a very long and traumatic night, Prince wakes up with a new perspective, and he decides to listen to Wendy and Lisa's song again. And this time he's really listening to it and starts playing along with it. I've heard my son play this. Oh my God, it melts my heart every time. So it's the big night. It's the night where all the bands are going to play, and the club owner is going to decide what 3 bands he's going to stick with. So Prince has really got to get his shit together. All right, I think we're about to get into concert mode for the next however long. Hallelujah. Oh, it's a good show. The crowd is loving it. So Morris and his crew went out there. They had an amazing show, and Prince's crew is backstage, and they're not talking to each other at all. It's really awkward. Knowing what just happened in Prince's family, Morris decides to ask this.
How's the family?
Ooh, that's cold. He does show one redeeming quality, though, because you can tell he feels bad after he said that. You can't feel bad about it now, Morris. You already said it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the revolution.
I'd like to dedicate this to my father. It's a song the girls in the band wrote, Lisa and Wendy.
Never meant to cause you anything.
Purple rain, purple rain. So, of course, as Prince is up there playing his heart out, he's got the whole entire audience in a trance. People are in tears. I bet you they didn't even have to tell him to do that. They're just mesmerized. Anyway, the club owner, he's finally seeing that special thing that he saw in Prince when he first brought him on. He's happy. He gave somebody else's music a try. He didn't think anybody would like it. He really poured his heart and soul into that song, and he's hearing that they love it. Apollonia has apparently gotten over, their bullshit because the song was so beautiful. And Prince heads out to do an encore. Ooh, I'm ready. as you can see, Dad is okay and Mom is faithfully right there by his side. When Prince is cleaning up his room, he finds the gold hoop earring that he gave to Apollonia. But guess what? Apollonia is there. They go together again. This is really a side note, but every time he tries to kiss her, it's like he's trying to eat her face off. Can we just all agree that Prince looks like a horrible kisser? Hey, look me over. Tell me, do you like what you see? If the beat don't turn you on, then say the word and I'm gone. Honey, I know ain't nothing wrong with your ears. Ow! This night and this performance was so amazing, he even won Morris over. Baby, baby, baby. That was a long ass jump, yo. That was dangerous. Doctor! And the movie ends with Prince squirting guitar jizz on the crowd. The end. So I think I want to end this with a really quick story time. I was in the 3rd grade the first time that my family traveled across country. We drove from Virginia to Washington State. It took about 10 days, and I'm an only child. I was the only kid in the back seat, and my dad's favorite album at the time was Purple Rain. And of course, it was cassette tapes. You just listen to it from start to finish over and over and over again. And there was no electronics or anything like that. I could either read, color, sleep, or listen to the music. And that trip in particular is what taught me to truly listen to music. It's when I started to develop being able to dissect the different instruments. I didn't know what they were. I didn't understand really what was happening, but I could dissect the sounds. And the one sound that I grew to love so much is the guitar, and in particular the electric guitar. And back then there were no black people playing electric guitar, but Prince made it okay to do so. It's been my dream ever since, way back when. I wanted to play like Prince. Here, I'll introduce you. This is my guitar. Her name is Lady Shantae. I've had her for almost 12 years, and I just never had the time to play. But again, this is something that has been a passion of mine since I was really, really little. And it's this album, this movie, Prince, that really put that in my head. Also the fact that he loved to surround himself with talented women. And to see Wendy playing the guitar, and she was just as good as him. And later on when he worked with Sheila E., who is a drummer, who was the first woman that I ever saw playing drums that made me be like, oh shit, I want to play drums too. I owe that all to the fact that Prince was a big influence in my life. So once again, it was a big deal for me to make this video. Also, I may get to talk a little bit more about this video in the future over at the Kickback with Chappelle. Hopefully we link that up. And so if that happens, because I'm making this video way ahead of time, if that does happen, please go over to Recap Kickback and watch our podcast, hopefully, if it's up there. But go visit his channel anyway. It's really good. Since it is the 40th anniversary, I am very curious if you have a favorite Prince song. What is your favorite Prince song? For me, it just kind of depends on the day. But of this album, I would say it was probably Take Me With You was my favorite. So let me know what your favorite was. If you made it this far, there had to be something that you liked, and if so, please consider doing some of the YouTube things, because it really, really helps. And I'm very close to 1,000, so I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.